Welcome to Love Connection, where old-fashioned romance meets modern-day technology, where you hear all the intimate details of a first date. And now, here's the host of Love Connection, Chuck Woolery.
Let's get started by meeting our first guest. She was here a few weeks ago, and the audience selected a date for her. She recently lost, listen to this, 137 pounds. Works out 7 days a week. She bicycles up to 75 miles every weekend, and she says that she has to quit dating most men after about 4 months. And she claims that she's juggling about 5 different men right now. Please welcome Rebecca Vasconcelos. Juggling 5 men.
Yes.
You have strong arms for that.
Well, no.
I know, it really wasn't worth much, was it? It went through my mind. I thought, I'll take a shot. And it's one of those things you should have just swallowed and forgotten. Are they all kind of the same type, these guys?
No, there's one that's really a lot of fun. There's one that's debatable that I like doing debates with.
Oh,
there's
debatable
a guy that takes very good care of me and spends a lot of money on me. And there's one that you just can do crazy things like skinny dipping with.
Now, out of those 5 guys and those 5 descriptions, which one do you spend most of the time with?
The one that I can do crazy things with, like skinny dipping.
Oh, so not...
Yeah, I can be myself with.
Now, your mom and dad must have some kind of opinion about your social life. What do they think?
They should think I should find just one person, preferably the wealthy one, and settle down and just have kids and stay with one.
You have any desire to do that?
No, not for a long time.
No. Ever been close to getting married in your life?
Yes, I was. I was supposed to get married December of 1988, and...
Now, how much did we weigh December of 1988?
December 1988, I was a size 24, and I weighed a little bit over 260 pounds. Yeah.
So now this guy you were going to marry, was he a little tiny skinny guy or a great big fat guy?
Well, when I met Art, I was real thin, and he was thin, and through the relationship, we both kind of
You ate your way right into oblivion.
We kind of just got fat together.
Rebecca agreed to let our audience choose her date for her, and we're going to meet them right now. We're going to see the 3 men they had to choose from. First, there's Glenn. He's thinking seriously about dyeing his hair black. I have no idea why. Next, there's Brett. He works 50 hours a week, goes to school, but he could still find plenty of time for the right woman, he says. Finally, Jerry claims that women tell him that he has the best legs on the planet. Okay, you're going to find out which man the audience selected for Rebecca, and we'll do that in 2 and 2. Be right back at you. All right, we're back now. Why don't you remind us who the audience chose? I forgot.
Jerry.
Chose Jerry. He's backstage. Say hello to Jerry Ribbit. Hello, Jerry. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you.
Good. Just make yourself at home back there, and Rebecca will start us off.
Well, we talked several times on the telephone, and from those conversations, Jerry informed me that he wanted to go on a picnic. I explained to him that I lived in Redondo Beach and he lives in Hollywood, and he didn't want to drive any farther, farther than he had to. So he wanted the picnic at Hancock Park, which is at the La Brea Tar Pits. Well, we decided on the picnic, and I talked to him Thursday, and Thursday he gave me a long list of stuff to bring to the picnic, and I brought out the list just so that I wouldn't forget anything, because it is a really long list.
Good Lord, it is.
He wanted 7 to 8 sandwiches. He wanted them filled with meat, and he wanted them really filled. He wanted ham, roast beef, pastrami, turkey, corned beef, salami. He wanted them with lettuce and tomato. He wanted mayo on the sandwiches. He wanted different types of bread, like whole wheat, white wheat. He wanted 3 different salads, preferably homemade, because if he has a lot of spices, he can't eat a lot of spices because it hurts his tummy, so I made them homemade. He wanted fresh cheese. He wanted fudge chocolate cake. He wanted fudge brownies without nuts. He wanted lots of preferably with no, bruises on them. He wanted
Fruit
them...
with no bruises?
Fruit with no bruises.
No, I prefer fruit with no bruises, too.
Well, I didn't expect her to bring all of this.
Munchies.
I just mentioned a lot of things that I wanted, and I didn't think she was going to... I think she was shopping for all of her 5 or 8 boyfriends, is what I think, and I didn't think she was going to bring it all. I mean, I can't possibly eat all that.
On the telephone, Chuck, he insisted that I bring the food. He said that he had a big appetite, and he wanted all this food, that he could eat all this food.
Okay, let's now get down to...
On Friday, I spent a little bit over 2.5 hours shopping for the food because I really wanted the date to be perfect. We get it all packed, and we were supposed to meet at the La Brea Tar Pits on the observation deck that overlooks La Brea Tar Pits. And I want to mention at this time, there's only one tar pit, there's only one observation deck, there's only one staircase that goes up to that observation deck. We were supposed to meet at 10:30. I arrived at 10:15, and by the time I got all the stuff to the top, it was 10:30.
Right.
At 10:45, Jerry doesn't show. He's not there. But there was a lot of people.
I was there, and I was looking
Where
for
were you,
her.
dear?
I was over there, and I was looking for her. I was circling those tar pits. I smelled like tar by the time...
You should have looked for a woman with an enormous bunch of food beside
She
her.
knew what I looked like, but I wouldn't know her if I tripped over her in the men's room. You know what I mean? So I was just looking for a picnic basket. That's what I was looking for, and she was supposedly would recognize me. And I know where she probably was, over by the Big Beaver, which is over by the La Brea Tar Pits. And I circled around, and of course, I was carrying a large blanket with me. And of course,
you finally got together. Let's get you together. Obviously, this was...
No, we didn't get together. It was 11 o'clock, and I was escorted from La Brea Tar Pits by 2 police officers because there was...
Are you serious?
Well, there was 2 men on top of the observation deck that kept irritating me, so a woman went down from the tar pits, got a police officer, and 2 police officers came. They escorted me back to my car. Still no Jerry. I get home at 1 o'clock because there's a lot of traffic from Los Angeles to Redondo Beach, and Jerry has a message on my answer machine. Well, I talked to him on the telephone. I give him a call. We rescheduled.
Then what happened?
which is kind of a bizarre
we
follow-up.
finally met at Cantor's, which is like 5 minutes away from his home because he didn't want to drive.
She
and
chose
I
that
said,
place.
Cantor's on Fairfax is fine. So I showed up to Cantor's with a girlfriend because of several things he said on the phone. He made the comment that he would rather have the date with my girlfriend, Michelle, versus me because I'm ugly and Michelle's pretty.
I never said
that.
that.
I didn't.
I guess it's safe to assume you don't want to go through this again.
No.
Well, Jerry, maybe we'll see you another time, and sorry things didn't work out. Anyway, when the audience chooses a date, boy, they didn't do that one very well. And it doesn't work out as this one didn't work out. We give the person another chance at 2 more people. So, Rebecca, you have 2 left. There's Glenn. He's a salesman. He's not afraid to date his clients, he says. He also wanted to change his hair to black. And Brett, in the winter, he meets women at the ski slopes, and in the summer, he meets them at volleyball courts. Which one do you like? Would you like to go with one of those 2 guys?
I'll try number 1.
Well, okay. Well, of course, we'll pick up the tab on that, and I hope this works out for you, Rebecca. I really do.
That makes 2 of us.
Thank you.
I'm really sorry about the first date. Like I said, I tried making it, work.
Well, it sounds like you really put a lot of effort toward it, and I'm sure that this will be much better, hopefully. Thank you for coming on the show, and we're going to come right back with another couple. Stay with us. Daytime because the sun makes him sweat. He admits that he's a big flirt. He usually drops hints as to what kind of presents he likes. And before he says that before getting involved and what? And he says that before getting involved with a woman, he'll make sure she's willing to kick in her share of the cost. Please welcome Richard Massey. Hey, Richard. Have a seat. And before, I said before about 5 times there, didn't I? Now, what are these colors? These look like Kenya colors or South African kind of colors, are they?
Kente.
What are they?
Kente.
Yeah, that's really pretty. That's interesting. Did you get that there?
No.
In
fact, it's a uniform for a men's group that I belong to.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Now, how soon do you ask a woman, or how soon do you ask if a woman will spend some money on you? You go out 2 or 3 times, 4 times, first time?
No, you know how you get to talking? When you're on a date? Well, it's right away. I mean, right. I mean, I don't waste any time. I'm a very aggressive person. I like to know exactly what they like. I want them to know what I like so that I don't like wasting any time.
Well, now, do you feel like your relationships are more 50-50 or more 70-30
No, it don't have to be 50-50
on your side? Or on their side? Do you expect more from a woman?
I don't count money, okay? It's all about, if your money don't spend like my money, I don't want to be bothered, okay? It's like if you expect me to take care of you, all right, and like I spend all my money, you put yours in the bank and on your back, that's dead.
Let's take a look at the women that Richard had to choose from. We're going to take a look at your threesome. Now, watch closely because you're going to vote, okay? Here we go. First, Eunice, she complains that most of the men that she dates don't listen, and they're always right. And they never want a woman to disagree with them. And she says that she has to learn to dump these guys a lot more quickly. Now, here's how she expects a man to introduce himself.
I like, a man to say, well, hi, how are you? And I'll say how I am and just kind of start talking. None of this, yo, baby, come over here, that type of crap, But a lot of them do it because I guess a lot of women fall for it.
Next, there's Joanna. She loves going to the beach, dancing, eating French food whenever she can. She cuts hair, so she thinks that offering a free trim is a good way to get a man's attention. She gave us some other reasons why a man would want to date her, and here they are.
I am outgoing, I am lovable, I have a great personality, I get along with everyone I meet. And if I don't get along with someone that I meet, most of the time, 99.9%, it is their fault because I can get along with anyone.
Finally, Barthelia. She spends, or when she spends time with her friends, she likes to come up with new ideas to make huge amounts of cash. She's looking for a man who smells good and all the time and already has huge amounts of cash. She expects any man she dates to have the time of his life with her, and here's more on that.
You're going to enjoy yourself, you're going to have fun, you're going to get happy, you're going to feel good, and I can go on and on and on and on and on, and it's just going to be a good date. When you get home, you're going to say, ooh, that's one date I'll never.
Those are the three women that Richard had to choose from. Time for you to vote. Who do you like best? Make your choice now, please. All right, Richard's going to tell us who he picked. Who'd you pick?
I picked Joanna.
Joanna. She's backstage. Say hello to Joanna Martin. Hi, Joanna.
Hello, Richard.
How you doing, Don?
Make yourself at home back there. Richard's going to start us off.
Yeah, look at her. I mean, the day was fine, okay?
We need more information than that.
Okay. I called her Joanna up, and we talked a couple different times, okay? She described herself. We went over basically what she had wrote down and
on her bio.
Right, and it's like her father gave her a lot of different tips on dating, okay? So we joked about that. And then she told me, that, she wrote down that she liked men with short hair because they had, they knew where they were at.
Men with short hair know where they're at.
Right, I mean, it's like, they didn't have to be, longer people, like I had.
Does that mean that every long-haired guy is lost?
I forget exactly what she said, so, okay? But it went well with me because I'm
got short hair.
Hey, I just cut it off, okay? And I'm self-conscious about it. I can't stand it. But
How
anyway.
did she look when you met her?
Oh, the girl is bad, okay? I mean, she's a very seductive, sensuous woman with long hair, and I love all of that, okay? She told me she had big legs, hips, she worked out, she ran, did aerobics.
How did he look to you?
And I couldn't wait, all right?
How did he look to you, Joanna?
He was very attractive. Preferably, I like darker men, but when he picked me up, and he had a beard and his dimples were just gorgeous, so I said, well, this is fine. I can deal with this.
So now, you picked her up, and where did you go?
Okay, I picked her up. We got in the car. She just looked at me first, okay, before we started to talk. So I told her, go ahead, because she hadn't seen me or anything. And we just went riding and we were talking. So we got out to the marina where we went to eat. So I got to looking at her because the outfit that she had on was really hot.
Is that it?
I mean, it was low cut, I mean, she had.
It wasn't real low cut. It was just an average V-neck.
I got a feeling this man has a vivid imagination.
I mean, check. Their fit was really nice.
Oh, he does.
You
He
like
has
what-
great
Every now and then, I
imagination.
think she got self-conscious because you know how women go to, you know how they wear things, but then they want to go to pulling them. And,
You go to pulling her stuff while you're
I mean,
watching?
because see, I love to evade women's space. You know, like when I said I'm flirty, you know, and I get right up on
You
them,
get in their
and I
face.
go to talking to them and everything, see their reaction.
So now,
Right in my face. We were nose to nose.
was it
with each other.
uncomfortable for you, Joanna, or did
Nose
you
to
like
nose.
it?
Well, a little bit, but he's very attractive, so I dealt with it. He got nose to nose, and he asked me if he could bite my lip or my tongue. And I told him, I said, not yet. Let's try to get through the date.
Tell me how the date ends. Tell me exactly how it ends.
How it ends? Okay, it gets kind of late because I got to make a 6:30 call at work, right? So I take her home. I take her back to her shop because I don't believe she wants me to find out where she lives at. Okay?
He takes you back to your shop. What happens as he drops you off?
Well, before we get to the salon, I was talking about how I really loved men that wore short hair. And he says, well, I cut my hair off, and I put my hand on the back of his neck and rubbed the back of his neck, and he just went into a little chill, and he kissed me right there in the car at the light. But surprisingly, I lit him. It was very nice.
Let's see the audience pick for you. It's not like you had a good date. They picked Barthelia. Yeah, 46%. I think it was because of her bite more than anything else. She was saying what a great time you'd have. But anyway, if you want to go out with her, we'll pay for it. If not, you're on your own. You can do what you like.
No, I like to go out with Joanna again.
Is that all right with you, Joanna?
Yes.
Come on out. Come on over and have a seat. It sounds to me like you all are having a lot of fun. Have a seat. There. Go ahead, Richard. Sit down. You're doing fine. You did. Both of you had fun, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
Well,
It
hopefully
was
you'll
very
have fun this time,
enjoyable.
too. Thanks for coming on the show. We enjoyed having you.
Thank you very much.
We're going to come right back with the next guest right after this.
Stay tuned for more of Love Connection.
Our next guest was born and raised in Oklahoma, but she's certainly not an Okie type. She lists polo as her favorite sport. She used to be a private investigator, really. And she's earning her black belt in karate. Good night. Please welcome Julie Corey. Hi, Julie. How are you? Nice to meet you. Come have a seat. Good night, Julie. Private investigator, black belt. What does it take to earn a black belt? Just knocking everybody out in the shop or what?
No, actually, it takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, just like you would imagine. A lot of dedication, perseverance. When I earned my
I admire anybody who can do a split 6 feet off the ground.
Well, I can't do that. I'm still working on that. I have to go through about 4 to 6 hours of rigorous training, and without a break. And then I have to fight 5 black belt men. On one, I fight
5 black belt men.
I fight 1-on-1, then 2-on-1, then 3-on-1, 4-on-1, and then 5-on-1. And they all get a break, and I
was
don't.
going to say, this is like joining a gang.
Yeah, it almost is.
This is bad. Well, take a look at the tapes that Julie saw. Remember, you're going to vote again. Here we go. First, there's Brett. He admits that his last 2 dates stood him up. And when he asked them why, both women claimed to be too tired. Now, his 4 requirements for a date are an IQ over 100, laugh at his jokes, athletic, and a nice face. And here's more on the 4th requirement, the nice face.
You got to look at the face right away, because if they have great legs or whatever and the face is bad, I mean, it's not a, you can't just look at their legs all the time. You got to look at their face. So, first smile, the face, and then, there are other body parts, but the leg's a good place to start.
Next, there's Steve. He claims that he's a little shy, but he admits to flirting with married and engaged women. He refuses to date a woman who perms her hair. And here's why Steve considers himself a good catch.
I think I am nice. I've been brought up by a very nice family, so I always got yelled and beat up by my sisters whenever they came home from a relationship and said, don't ever be like that. So it's like I've got it ingrained in me what I should be and what I shouldn't be.
Okay. Finally, Eric, he admits that when he tries to be funny on a date, it doesn't always work out. He never refuses an invitation from a woman. He thinks it's better to accept, go out, and bore her to death. Eric hates women who can't control their temper, and he told us about an experience with just that type of woman.
I was dating a girl for quite some time, and it was drawing close to the end of our relationship. So as we pulled up in front of her house and I proceeded to call it off, she had taken a bowl of fruit salad to a party which nobody had eaten, and she deemed it necessary to take that fruit salad and apply it into my lap.
All right, those are the three men Julie had to choose from. Time for you to vote. Who do you think would be the best man for her? Audience has made its choice. We're out of time, so we're going to find out who Julie picked and hear everything that happened on that date tomorrow. That's our show for today. I'm Chuck Woolery. I hope all your dates are good ones tonight. See you tomorrow.
Chuck Woolery's wardrobe furnished by Bernice. This is John Cervenka speaking for Love Connection. Love Connection is an Eric Lieber production produced in association with and distributed by Warner Brothers Domestic Television Distribution.